Yeah, Istanbul is really big city, and I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to, live here because that's really good. But my university is not in Istanbul. It's in Kocaeli.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
but it's really close to Istanbul, just 100 kilometers away.
definitely. That's good to hear, actually. So at least you don't have to travel very far for your
Yeah,
university. Yes. Oh, okay. And can you tell me?
and my department is mechanical engineering, and now we are taking online classes, and we don't have to go to university because of the COVID-19, as you know. And yeah, it's really hard to get online classes
Mm,
because we don't have any friends just now, and we are just stuck at home. And that's the bad thing. But there is nothing to do,
mm,
and we are just studying our lessons and just focus on it. And spend your time with your family.
mm.
And I think that's not so bad thing.
Yes, that's true. It isn't a bad thing, but I think after a while you do miss going out and spending time with friends and going to the movies,
Yeah.
all those exciting things. So it can be a little hard sometimes, but you're right. We need to at least be grateful that we can spend time with family and almost relax a little bit, even though sometimes it can be boring.
Yeah. What do you do?
I am also in university, actually, also doing it from home. But for the past 3 years, I've been doing my university from home. And I am in my last year now for a diploma in real estate. I want to go into property valuation next year.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good thing. And I'm in my third grade just now, and there's just left 1 year. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I have to pass all of my
Mm,
lessons, otherwise I won't be able to graduate from engineering. And as you know, engineering is really difficult.
mm,
Yeah, and we have to study hard.
definitely, yes.
And
Have you been?
and there is
Mhm.
some
Sorry, yes.
there is some problem about finding job after graduate from university.
Mm.
You know?
Yes, you're right. Because majority of the people I speak to on English Ninjas are engineers from Turkey. It's a
Yeah,
very popular job.
yeah. I think you can say to this me. There are many engineers in Turkey, but in English ninjas, many of them are engineer because they wanna learn English and they think that we have to learn English. But other education system, other departments, they don't want to learn English. They think that we can work for government and
Mm,
then we don't need to learn English.
exactly,
I think
yes.
that's not true. Everyone has to learn English.
Yes, it can be very
And
beneficial, especially when you want to travel one day. Even if you just go on holiday for a few weeks to a month to, say, America, for example, everyone in America speaks English. So it's going to be very hard to communicate if you don't know the language.
yeah, and this is hard to find a source in Turkish, and
Mm,
if you know to read English, if you know to speak English, and you will have advantage to read new articles, new things with English. When I research anything in Turkish language, I can't find any sources, But
oh,
if I type there English, I can find a lot of sources from all over the world
ex-
because all of them, use English.
that's true.
And if you don't know to speak English, what could you do?
Exactly.
There are some, yeah, there are some words in Turkish, and in mechanical area, they don't call anything Turkish because their name is just English.
Yeah.
How can we call them in Turkish?
I understand. That's
Yeah,
interesting, actually. So, even in Turkey, when you study mechanical engineering, quite a few of the words are actually in English.
yeah. Some of words are English, not at
Mm.
all, but we have to know English. And in my university and my department is 30% of English, not 100. But I am just getting 3 lessons English. But our teachers don't speak English, and I don't understand them. They just asked us, "What do you want to hear, Turkish or English?" But their pronunciation is exactly awful. and we don't want to hear their pronunciation. They don't know to speak English. They
Really?
just like speak like
Oh,
Indians,
wow.
and I don't like yeah,
Definitely. So it's really
and,
important for you actually to speak with native English speakers.
yeah.
Mm.
And I have a favor to ask you. And can I upload our video onto YouTube?
Yes, of course you can. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah,
So do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel, but English Ninjas generally doesn't let us to upload our videos onto YouTube.
Mm.
But I will ask them again, and I took one my video and then I just share it, but I don't know how can I get attraction, and I think that's the
Yes.
hard thing, and I don't know what should I do,
Yes, I
but I will.
completely understand. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I am
What
gonna
kind?
research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are many
Yes.
people who have a YouTube channel, and I will be the first one because no one can take the videos from English Ninjas. Maybe in Cambly, maybe in other applications they can, but in English Ninjas, not at all.
That's true,
And
actually. I joined English Ninjas in January this year. And I noticed before I joined English Ninjas, I was trying to do some research about the company. And I went onto YouTube, so many videos from Cambly, but I didn't see not
yeah,
one video from English Ninjas of like a tutoring session, which I thought was interesting. And now I finally understand why. It's because you need to get permission. And unfortunately, that's very hard to get.
yeah, and they said to me, "You can get your, video." And then I said to them, "But before I get a, membership, I asked you, can I get my video? If I can get my video, and I will buy a membership." And then they said to me, "Okay, you can get a, membership, and then we will give you your video."
Sorry.
And when I bought my membership, they said no,
Oh,
and I just refused. I just refused, and then they gave me my video.
definitely. I can understand that. It's difficult, but what kind of YouTube channel do you have? What is some of the content that you like to upload?
No, I don't have any
Oh,
account, but I just have an account. I just create about English ninjas, and I will upload some videos about English. Maybe I will compare some of platforms about English, maybe Cambly and Go English Ninjas, and I will research some channels because people are really curious about learning English in Turkey, and they don't know how to learn English, and I will show them the way. Maybe my English is not good, but I will learn with YouTube channel, and I will, yeah,
that's
and I will upload the subtitle as well. I have to write our subtitle, and I will correct my mistakes by
yes,
doing
that's
this.
perfect actually
Uh,
to include subtitles as well in like the Turkish language, for example, so that when people watch, they can
yeah.
understand.
Yes, they can understand. Actually, I don't use Turkish subtitle. I will add English subtitle because that will be so good
Mm,
thing for me, and they can read the subtitle and they can understand. I don't like,
mm,
by the way, Turkish subtitle. I think that's
mm.
not so good thing. Maybe I can upload Turkish
Yes, that's
subtitle
true.
as
It
well.
sounds very time
But
consuming though,
yeah,
when you think about it, to take one session and then you have to add subtitles in English and subtitles in Turkish. It sounds quite difficult actually.
yeah, it's really difficult, and I didn't know that how difficult that is. But I tried to do that, and it was so difficult. And you have to take care of everything, every minute, every seconds, and I have to follow your mouth,
Yes.
and our tongue is
I
moving just now.
completely agree with you, but you've got a good idea actually. It's nice because a lot of people can benefit from that type of channel where it'll help a lot of people who want to learn the language. And what is your main purpose for learning English? I speak with a lot of engineers, And majority have said the reason was because they want to get a promotion to become a manager, and they need a very good level of English, or they want to immigrate to Germany. That's also a very popular reason.
Yes, at first I have just wanted to learn English for getting a good job. And then I realized that that's
Mm,
not just a thing, and I have to learn English for and not just getting a good job. And I wanna travel around the world. I wanna make new friends from all over the world. For example, that's really good thing, and I can communicate with you just now. And you are not from Turkey, and I think your world is really different from me, and your lifestyle is really different, and your culture is different. And if you can understand other people, and you are different, you can look at the world
yes,
differently, and that's really good thing. And yeah, a language can change everything. You just need to add language. I wanna be bilingual, not. I think speaking only one language hinders us from getting
yes. You're right,
promotion.
actually. It is very nice to be bilingual. And I've read quite a few articles with other students on the benefits of being bilingual, actually. I read this one article I found on this website, Engo, which is fantastic if you want to improve your English. I'm not sure if you've used that website before. And yes, and it was
No,
this
yeah.
article about how being bilingual can actually help with your concentration. And I thought to myself, no way.
Actually, I always use, Ango, and then I always follow their articles. They always, add new
Hmm.
three news, and I always follow their news, and I
Hmm.
wanna improve my English skills with them because they have some words before the, new news, and I just read the, before everything, I just read the words, and then just learn them. And if I don't know the words, I just, take note them and study later. And I think that will help me. And if I don't this, I can't learn. But people are thinking
Hmm.
that we don't have to speak English, just read and write. But that's not good
Yes,
thing. You will
especially
forget.
because speaking is the most important part. Where that happens, unfortunately,
Yeah.
a lot of people I've spoken to from Turkey, they have gone to university and they actually did their university in English. They got very good at understanding the language and speaking the language. But once they finished university, they started working at their job, they got married, they started having a family, and years go by where you never speak the language English. And 6 years later, 10 years later, you've forgotten a lot of what you learned. And that's why some of them are on English ninjas. They need to start refreshing their memory.
Yeah, but I think your job is really good.